Marquette, Michigan, where rivers meet the greatest lake of all. Today I set my paddle into the Dead River and followed its flow into the open waters of Lake Superior, past the iron ore dock, across Presque Isle Harbor, around the lighthouse, and onward to watch the brave cliff divers at Black Rocks. Hi everyone, I'd like to give you a tour of the waters around Marquette, Michigan. This morning I slid my kayak into the still waters of the Dead River. It winds quietly through the edge of Marquette before spilling into the greatest of all Great Lakes, Lake Superior. As I left the river, the world opened up, the bay stretched wide, the water cooled, and the history of Marquette, rose in front of me. The Presque Isle Harbor ore dock is still active, still working, still loading the iron ore that shaped this region, and from the seat of my kayak, well, its sheer size is humbling. Steel and stone towering above the waterline. This is still an active ore dock, and as such, ships come in and out of this harbor. I was ever mindful and always kept my eyes peeled to the horizon for incoming ships, but it was clear, and I paddled hard. I did not dilly-dally in this area, and I made my way to the jetty. The Presque Isle Lighthouse came into view. For more than 150 years, it has kept watch, guiding ships towards safe harbor, its light steady through Lake Superior's shifting moods. And speaking of Lake Superior's shifting moods and moods, I've been warned heavily about being careful because Superior's weather can change in an instant, the winds can shift, and unsuspecting kayakers have been known to get thrashed into the rocks. So I was awfully careful. In my whitewater kayak, I felt very maneuverable. I had a whole complement of safety gear, and I felt in good stead paddling these waters. But Marquette itself feels tied to this water, a city shaped by ore and shipping, but also by the friendliness of its people. And I certainly felt that friendliness with the people I met on the shoreline and at the local McDonald's that allowed me to sit for hours on end doing my work. And I met a nice lady named Elizabeth who told me about her desires to get into a kayak one day. But out here, you're reminded that this is more than just a harbor, it's a home. I followed the shoreline, the paddle rhythm steady, drawn by the colors of the rocks. Rust, red, jet black, pale gray, stone born of heat, pressure, and time, with each layer telling a chapter of Earth's oldest story. And I saw lots of geologic wonders. For example, this is what I believe to be a volcanic dike where molten rock pierced into surrounding rock and caused this shaft that geologists call dikes. At last I reached black rocks with 1.1 billion year old volcanic stone, hardened and unyielding. But today, it's a playground. One by one, people leapt from the cliffs, plunging into Superior's icy water with wild laughter, and I was laughing too and admiring their courage from my kayak below. But out here, caution is wisdom. Superior is beautiful, but she can turn in an instant. I kept one eye on the horizon and the other on the clouds rolling across her surface. And it was time for me to start heading back to my takeout point. For me, today was perfect. Clear water, ancient stone, and a reminder that on Lake Superior, adventure and humility paddle side by side. And that is why I explore, and this is why I always return to the water.